It's your girl Lagasha from the 256, and I'm back here with another video. If you are new, welcome, welcome. And yes, I encourage you to comment, like, and subscribe, and to tell a friend, even if you need to pause. Now, today, as you can tell by the title, we're gonna be doing a little chit chat with me. I enjoy these videos. I really just enjoy talking to the camera, like. So yeah, we're gonna be back with another one, and I'm gonna be talking about how, you know, I came from having zero confidence after my injury to, being somewhere. I'm not gonna say that I'm 100% there, but I'm definitely, like, in comparison, like, yo. More like for fire, 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 burn. Anyways, let's get on into this video, guys. So for those that are new to my channel, guys, I use a wheelchair. I've been using this wheelchair since I was 12 years old, so 9 years ago. Ever since, it's been an adventure. It's been an honest adventure. The other day, I was just thinking about how far I've come. Like, there was literally a time I was scared to leave my gates. Like, there was a time getting out in front of the mall was a whole production. Like, and it was really just a sad place for me to be in because I let my wheelchair run my life. It was something that happened very suddenly and all of that, but I just, after that point, I was so resigned to, like, living and enjoying life that I didn't care. And I thank God for my family. They were so patient with me. There's so many things we went for, and I told them I'd get out of the car, and when I got there, my heart just couldn't do it. I couldn't do feeling like people were feeling sorry for me. I couldn't do all of that. And really, it was just a reflection of what I was feeling of myself. Because if I think back to it, I was feeling sorry for myself all the damn time. I was like, poor me, poor me. So whenever I went out, I imagined that that's what people thought. And maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But I allowed their perception to really mean so much more than my own perception meant to me. My fear of people seeing me actually stopped me from going to my sister's graduation. I didn't physically attend my sister's high school graduation. I know it was just a high school graduation, but she's my only sister. That should have been something that I should have done. Literally terrified. Like, I didn't even want to go to school. My parents had to force me to go to school. I remember the word for word, but my dad was just like, "You are going to school, whether you like it or not." Day was the most terrifying experience of my life because it was the first time I was new to a school and in a wheelchair. So I was really terrified. I was just like, damn, I don't know how to be. I was also just trying to find my style, guys. Like, I was just trying to find out who I wanted to be and how I wanted to be that. And it was just a lot. And I was just so nervous. I was just so nervous about anybody seeing my legs. I would never wear shorts, skirts, dresses. I only wore dresses on prom days, and those were long dresses, so that was kind of okay. But still, there was still that gap of, just everything I wore. I felt like it was about everybody else. It's like, how are they gonna see me? Like, are they gonna think that I wanted to make myself look as normal as everybody else? And that brings me to my other point, like being in high school, going back to school. I was around a lot of people, a lot of beautiful people, guys. My high school friends are gorgeous. They are, like, beautiful, like nothing more, nothing less. Like, that's just what they are. But it was hard, being in my friend group. I was the only person that used the wheelchair. And so, there were times when, like, thoughts of, like, I could just wear things like her. I wish I was just like her would creep into my mind. And it was like, damn, it was just, it became a comparison thing that I really had to work through. It wasn't a big deal, you get over it, but there were definitely days when I was just like, man, like, it would just be a whole lot easier if I could just, like, be like her or be like them. Like, it's not something I'm proud to admit, but it was my experience when I was in school, and that's what it is. But as much as, there were people that sometimes made me feel like, I wanted to be like them because they seemed perfect, there were also amazing support systems. It was just bring me to, like, basically my first point of how I went from being terrified to being in a better place of, owning myself more and more. And and I hope this continues, you know, because it's a process. It's a process. The people that you're around are basically the people that mold you. So I'm basically around people that are just the biggest hype men on earth, y'all. Like the girls in my high school, and I'm so blessed to still be in contact with them today on more or less a daily basis. Is amazing. It was just amazing. So I feel like that's something that really helped me and boosted my confidence. They would like just seeing them, you know, owning who they are and finding what their style was motivated me to be like, you know what, I am a girl. Like, forget about the wheelchair, whatever. This is who I am, and I'm gonna find my style, and I'm gonna make it work. We are still finding our style. We're not completely there yet, but I just appreciate how far I've come. Like, if you're not willing to applaud your own growth, nobody's gonna do it for you. Nobody's gonna do it for you. So sometimes you really need to be applauding yourself because only you know how far you have come. And secondly, if you need to purposely put images in front of yourself of things that you want to attain or goals that you want to have, is something that I would suggest too. I started following, I went to Instagram, YouTube, and I was like, you know what, I'm tired of not really seeing people that look like me slaying, because I want to know it's possible, you know. Like it's one thing to imagine it, but to see it is just a whole different thing. Even if it's not from yourself, it's just, it hits different. So I googled, I did all these searches, and I came across some amazing people doing their thing, such as like Chelsea Hill, they Sitting Pretty with Lolo, there's Woody, what's his second name? I know how to read their Instagram names, but I've actually never really said them out loud. But there's just a ton of people that really just made me say, yeesh, I gotta be slaying too, man. Because if these guys are slaying, who says I can't slay? Like, we just have to be a world of everybody slaying. And then another thing, and lastly, is that basically has just been what I tell myself. And y'all know this, like, y'all know everything in this video probably, but I'm just telling you what has helped me. And yeah, just basically saying something in the morning, even though I may not say it out loud in my head. I look at myself in the mirror, and whether it's while I'm brushing my teeth or getting dressed, and I pick one thing that I like about myself today. It can be the same thing like 10 days in a row, but as long as I take a moment to say this is what I love about myself today, it just helps, you know. Being on Insta or being everywhere, there's this notion of what is pretty or what is, you know, the perfect body. And so if you're not careful, you can be really washed into thinking that you're nowhere close to that, or, you know, and that's really just a sad reality. Sometimes I do find myself doing that, forgetting that beauty comes in all shapes and forms and all that. Like, literally, so I came from being insecure about my chair as a whole, got over that, and then after that it was literally, you know, how small my legs were. I tried everything, all that to hide it. Right now I don't care. And then I mean, a lot of you probably can tell if you knew me in high school or even just know me from before. Like, my face is a lot fuller. Like, I've really become a bit more meaty, you'd say. And where that is like a great thing. Like, I feel like there's nothing wrong with all shapes and sizes are beautiful, guys. Like, don't argue with me, guys. Argue with your mom, not me. But literally, what was I gonna say? But yeah, so I've gained a little bit of weight. I remember trying on these pair of jeans that I've worn like literally for the longest time, and recently they haven't fit. And it was, in the moment I was really like sad about it, but then I thought about it and I'm like, yikes. Like, so I've just been reminding myself like there's nothing dramatically wrong with that. There's always going to be something that in your mind you feel like you have to change, and if you're waiting for a moment where you're completely and 100% content with yourself, you're going to be waiting a long time. You better just accept yourself, love what you got, and love where what you got is going to take you, and keep it pushing, because there's never going to be a perfect body. There's just going to be your body, and you're going to call it perfect, and you better love it 100%. And that is what I'm learning. You know, sometimes I just look at myself and I'm like, wow. And it's not out of being cocky or it's not out of being vain, but it's out of, you know, sometimes you need to give yourself the love that you expect other people to give you. Ooh, you ever say something and it hits you like you're preaching, but you're preaching to yourself? I think I needed this more. I think I needed this more than you guys did. Like, but yeah, so that's just basically where I'm at right now. And yeah, I want that for all of you guys. I want you guys to, to really just watch your growth and measure your growth, and think back to where you have come, and where you have come from, and appreciate that, because yeah, I feel like it's important to really just really appreciate how far you've come. But anyway, yeah, that's my story. That's basically simply said how I went from literally being terrified out of my life to leave my house and leave my car to moving halfway across the world and living it, living it. And anyways, thank y'all for chit chatting and chilling with me. In case you didn't realize, I probably knew this more than y'all did. There's just something about talking. There's something about just sitting down and talking and just spewing knowledge, So, comment down below what you guys do to keep confident and to really just boost your day, whether that is music. Anyways, y'all know how I like to end it. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and don't let anyone or anything tell you otherwise. I will see you in the next video, my peoples. And that's on definition. 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 Yo, my hair's come from far. If you knew me last week, what's up? What's up? What's up? I'm actually too much, y'all. Bye.